Hello guys, and today we'll take a look at the Char Futur, which is the tier 9 medium tank from the battle pass. In order to unlock it you need only 12 tokens, so the least amount that you need for a tank. And if you want to see the setup or the statistics of this tank, you can skip at the end of the video, I will show it. And now let's get into the first battle. And for the first match we have Prohorovka with no light tanks and no artists. So that's definitely an interesting matchup. There will be nobody to spot. So we will have a long match, and don't be surprised because of that the video will cut in some places. But now for starters we want to go into the middle and maybe spot someone crossing over here on the hill, and if we manage to do that we can do some free damage here. We have to keep also in mind to not get too risky here, because if we overextend we can get easily shot. And now we see that E50M is already here. Now because I don't have a full view range, I understand that there will be no places that I can spot, so most of the time the enemies will play somewhere over there, but with our view range, which isn't the full range, we can't really spot anyone, and as we can see here on the minimap, our team will not spot either. So our plan changes and we plan to defend hill. We have only 2 allies on hill, and with that we need to take a look here. And yeah, this 277 is pushing here, so we'll try to support him, because there is often a situation that the enemies playing under the hill are overextending, as you can see here. I'm looking for a shot, but unfortunately there wasn't a clean one. And from 500 meters it is pretty hard to hit anyone in a pixel gap. But that is what we want to do for now. This 277 will spot for us, and our job is simple: to shoot the enemies in the side. Unfortunately there isn't much we can do right now, because as I said earlier, nobody will spot, and defending hill is really important, because with no light tanks there will be no development on the left side of the map. And yeah, as you can see, if the enemies are overextending here, like those 2 guys, they are going down fast. Char Futur has 4 shells in the magazine that deal 390 alpha damage, so that's definitely a nice for a tier 9 vehicle. But unfortunately we have 4 seconds of interclip reload time, and with that we cannot really do much. So you won't be playing this tank like a bad shot. And yeah, now I'm just waiting, because there isn't much we can do here. I'm trying to see someone in the middle hill, but I don't want to fight the hull down heavy tanks on the turret, because even though we aren't a paper tank, we definitely aren't well armored either. Because our 277 died on a hill, only our concept 1B is there, and as I said earlier, if we lose hill, then we lose all of the right side, and then we lose middle because of that. So definitely that's a thing that we want to avoid. Now I knew that the enemies on the hill won't overextend, because already 2 of them died. So the plan is simple. We see here that the guys from middle are overextending a bit, and with that I know that no one is playing over there, and this will be our plan for now, because this position is really powerful. Of course not all the time, but if the enemies are overextending, as the enemies of the enemy team are, we can easily punish them. Unfortunately, as we see here, the concept 1B managed to shoot us, but 1 shot is okay to take. And now, as I said, those enemies are playing pretty aggressively, and thanks to that we can just shoot them down. And now, this is the power of Char Futur. Even though you have the 4 creep intershell real time, you are pretty mobile and you are pretty accurate. Now we went for 1 blind fire, We don't know if it went in, and I didn't want to have only one shell in the magazine, but unfortunately now the IS-7 is speaking here. So that was a bad decision. But as you can see here, the concept will be blind fire us. So that means that we have to watch out next time. And that is also means that we managed to blind fire him correctly. Now we reloaded already, but unfortunately this Type 61 height. But of course the concept zombie is overpicking here, so that is what we want to do here. Punish the enemies that will be overpicking here. Type 61 is back, so we put 2 shells into him. Very good for us. And now this Minotaur is also playing pretty aggressively, but unfortunately we can't hit all of our shells. And this is what we want just to do now. Just play at the back, because it definitely works out for us. The enemies are extremely aggressive, and yeah, as you can see here, left and right 277 is overstepping the mark. Now the Minotaur again overstepping, but unfortunately he gets very lucky here. Even though we had most of our reticle in him, we didn't manage to hit him again. And for now we don't need to invent anything else. We have enemies peeking here, so we will just try to shoot them as much. And again, unfortunately, we didn't manage to pen him once more. Another factor that we have to keep in mind is the shell capacity. Only 16 shells left and 8 APCRs. So we'll have to count every shell, because now they will matter. This Minotaur still is playing so aggressively. I don't know what he's thinking, but fortunately one shell went in, unfortunately the second didn't. Also this Type 61 unfortunately wasn't punished by us. With no light tank, no artillery. It's pretty boring match, to be fair, but it's really close. 9 minutes already passed and it's still 5-3. So that's definitely I think one of the slowest matchups that I played on in the random battles. And finally this Minotaur is speaking here, but again, I don't know how this gun, sometimes it works pretty well, but this Minotaur has a better luck, I guess. Now we have 4 shells left, so I'm switching to heat shells, because we want to have some APCRs left for later. I wanted to take a shot here, but we were pretty unlucky against this Minotaur, so I decided not to, and also only 12 shells left. So we can't shoot them even if it is close. Now our allies are losing the left side, unfortunately. But still, the only thing we can do here is the best, is shooting this Minotaur. And we are doing that pretty successfully. Now this 277 is pushing, and this is a big mistake from Hibit. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the alpha damage is throwing us a little bit. But even with that, we managed to kill him, last shell. And now I just think to myself, I will just stay here. But then I think, why not just push the right side? The 277 was the last guy spotted here. All of the enemies were spotted on the left side, so we can just take all of this for free. So that is what we are doing here. We are losing worse and worse on the left side, and the push is definitely coming in handy here. This is definitely a right thing to do. No enemy here for us. That's definitely a good sign here. Yeah, unfortunately our allies are dying. Only 3.5 minutes left, and it's still 7-7. So it will be pretty close on time, with 4,400 almost already, and 600 spotting, so 5,000 combined. And we need to do something here. So yeah, this Minotaur is peeking. Unfortunately our concept 1B is peeking behind me, so I didn't want to obstruct him. And because of that, I didn't have to aim to aim. And the Minotaur managed to survive here. Here our accuracy, I don't know where it went. Yeah, I did pretty badly right here because I shouldn't be overextending here as much. Fortunately, I'm still alive. Only one APCR shell left and 4 hit shells. So 5 shells. The enemies still have over almost 6,000 health left. And it's still pretty close battle. 9 to 8. Only for 3 minutes here. Now I'm not reloading because only 1 shell left in the APCR magazine here. So I will not be reloading later on for 30 seconds for this 1 shell. So I'm waiting for target, and I think this Minotauro looks pretty aggressively as he played earlier, and yeah, he doesn't really care what he's doing, so he died. Also we got 1000 spotting for this Badger. Also overextended our allies thanks to the flanking maneuver, managed to farm him a bit. Now 4 shots left, under 2 minutes already. We have 7,500 combined, and our plan is to go as fast as possible to the forest. I'm waiting to not get spotted. I hope that I don't get shot here. And fortunately I got shot, but for no damage. The enemies are pushing here because it's low on time. And yeah, 1 minute 30. We need to push as much as possible here. This concept won't be easy on the J line. We don't know where this object 704 is, so our plan is to find him. 1 minute only left. Our allies still aren't playing very aggressively, so if we die here, the battle will probably end. Fortunately, this 704 is spotted. We managed to put 1 shell into him, and then second shell. Only 2 shells already left. We have 6,000 damage. And I now can't decide where to go after the Badger, because maybe our allies won't be able to get him in time, or for the concept, because as you can see here, those 2 guys are pretty low as well. Maybe not the fucking Tracker, but who knows. Now I'm deciding here. I'm seeing that this Char Futur is playing pretty aggressively. He should be able to take out the Badger, so I plan to go for the concept, because if he kills the Godzilla and this guy doesn't push as much, we won't be able to win this. 20 seconds. I managed to put 1 shot into the concept, 700 spotting, and the Badger died. So that's the first game, pretty long. And now for a score. So 6,600 damage, 3,300 spotting, so almost 10,000 combined. Pretty good for a tier 9 medium tank on the tier 10's ace tanker. High caliber, some rewards here. 1,500 XP base, but without us, we would not be able to win this battle. We did so much, we played very well. Maybe we could have pushed the hill earlier, but overall, really great game, thanks to us. And now for the credits. So we unfortunately shoot a lot, so minus 60,000 for the ammunition. Only 45,000 on plus, but yeah, with those tanks, they aren't a premium tanks, so you won't be earning as much. And now for the second match, we have Live Oaks. This time we are top on the tier 10. And for the second map, we have Live Oaks tier 7, so this time we have even more battle impact. Only 2 tier 9s here, so if we die pretty early on, our team will lose probably the game. And I wanted to go on the left side here, but I can see that only I and our bachat were going there. So I pinged this guy to go behind and try to defend somewhere here, because we can't really go in 2 guys. It's pretty too risky, even though we are a top tier. I think that it's just better to hide here somewhere, maybe defend the base. It's much easier than going there in the 2 guys, because we don't need to take the risk. And now for the third thing, I want to get here, so I gently tap this guy. He should know that I want to move here, and this position was very powerful. But now, as you can see, everybody goes here. 3 tanks here, so even though there are 3 tanks here, yeah, we We are trying to make this work. First shell made it in. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to shoot the Conqueror. Not enough time for us. But there will be another heavy tanks crossing here. And those guys are fighting pretty much. But we don't want to do anything against them. Let them be. We are waiting for another guy to push here. And this is pretty good position for the Char Futur. With this magazine, we can't really go YOLO on some guys, because we have 12 seconds of the interclip reload time if we want to shoot all of the shells. Now the ammo is peeking here, so we fortunately managed to shoot him, and now even though I take one shell, I managed to hit him one more time. So that's a good start. Unfortunately here, as you can see, I wanted to go as fast away as possible because we don't have much space here, and I took another shell from the Emil. So the start is okay. We still have 1200 damage and only 700 HP loss, but now our plan is to help in the city. We are medium tank here, so we are planning to help here, and I see here that the Conqueror is being attacked by the T-67, T-69, sorry. So we want to kill him as fast as possible. He's tier 9, and without him, we are well off here. Fortunately, we managed to kill him, and now the T-832 is also dead. Our Grom managed to end him. Our slow reaction unfortunately led to our last shell being shot, but doesn't matter. We would have reloaded anyway. 2000 damage is still pretty close. As we can see here, the enemies are attacking our base and playing around middle. We don't have much of the map control, so our plan is to go back and help where we are needed. Now I will try to play behind the bushes here, and if we manage to do that properly, we should be able to do much here. I see that our light tank here, our enemy light tank, got destroyed by the T-82. So that's very good, because if he had died, we would be in a terrible situation. Now I spot the tier 7 tank, but yeah, even though it's tank destroyer from the tier 7, it should be a paper tank. Unfortunately, as you can see here, we didn't manage to penetrate him. But this sometimes happens, it's the game. He still died thanks to our spotting. Now the light tank doesn't see us in time, we kill him. We have 2 shells, I don't see any enemy here close, so I'm instantly reloading. And now I plan to go into the deep here. At least I planned for a second here, but our guy looks like he's winning here, so he won't be needed here. This guy probably is reloading. And now, because we are winning this side here, I don't want to push from this one. Because the enemies have great position here. They are 2 tier 8 tank and the tier 9 tank, so we don't want to push them head on. Now we see the tier 7 pushing here, and that will be our target. The allies of the enemies should be able to help him. We should be able to kill him easily. He got unspotted, but doesn't matter, we are going for him. 1 shell should be it, and yeah, he's dead. Even though we are losing still, I'm pretty confident that we should be easily able to win this battle. I'm reloading instantly. It would be maybe a mistake, because as you can see here, our ST1 is pushing, so unfortunately we aren't able to shoot the enemies when they are spotted. But we don't care, we go around the map. The plan is to flank the enemies. If we go there fast, they shouldn't be really expecting that. They have 2 artists, each one for 1 shell from our magazine. So we should be able to take them out, and then from the back of the enemies, we are in a good position to convert this battle into a win. Even though we don't have that much damage, because we have only 2650 for now and 1000 spotting on the tier 7s, that isn't like a very good score. Although if we would play badly here, we would be dead and there wouldn't be a win for us. So it's still a good battle here. We are going for the artist. I don't really count that the enemies will go back because they are seeing whole battle next to the E2 square. So I don't expect them to be smart about it and go back to defend the base. They should not expect me here. And yeah, now the plan is to kill the artist. We spot one already. I know that he won't be able to spot him. And yeah, one is down. I'm trying to go for the another one. But our allies are pushing. The Kunze Panzer is spotted. So this is the biggest priority. He has full HP, or at least he had full HP now. So taking him out will be pretty useful. Now I go for a blind shot here. But I don't know if it went in. And I have one more shot left. The RT of tier 7 has around 350 HP, so I will be able to kill him pretty easily. I'm aiming here, and yeah, as you can see here, we didn't get unlucky by the RNG. Unfortunately, our blind shot didn't went in. We are waiting for getting unspotted, and this game now should be pretty easily winnable. Only 2 enemies left. Now only one. Yes, 1000 HP, now 700. We are in 3, guys. So that's basically the end for the battle. We should be able to get him, and thanks to that we will be able to do over 5000 combined here. Even though on the tier 7 stat isn't that much, still, if not by us, this battle would have went really different. If we had just died pretty easily, who knows, maybe it would be even a lost. And now for the second score, so we have Ace Tanker, because we got 6 kills, 4500 damage, 1000 spotting, almost high caliber, sniper, first class. Even though we got only 1150 base XP, we still did a lot of damage here, so we are first by everything here. Only 20,000 credits, without reserves, without anything, you will not earn, because this tank isn't a premium tank, so the credits won't be as good here. And now for the statistics. So we have 1800 DPM. For a magazine, it's okay. We would have wanted much more, but we are pretty accurate, so we should be able to convert this DPM into active damage. The magazine itself is really good, except the interclip reload time of 4 seconds. We have 390 damage with 4 shells, so almost 1600 damage. The 12-second to damage clip, that is the biggest problem of this tank. The gun itself is extremely good. We have 264mm of penetration on the APCRs and 330mm on the hit shells. The APCRs are really fast, so the dispersion is pretty good because we have 0.33, and aiming time is good as well of 2.11. Although the dispersion while moving isn't that great, and with that you don't really want to move and shoot, but with this tank it won't be a problem. Only 32 shells, so you have to watch out, as you saw in the first battle. We are really fast because we go 60 km an hour with 23 power to weight ratio almost. So we will achieve this speed. 20 km reverse speed is okay as well. 7.5 degrees of gun depression is good. We don't really need that. The armor itself, as we can see here, is paper, although you won't be able to pen this tank with the HEs. Yeah, see, APCR shells, pretty easy to pen. HEs, it's practically impossible. Maybe if you have high HE penetration, then you can pen him in the hull, but not in the turret. You need about 190mm of penetration. So sometimes if you get lucky, you can definitely bounce some shells from the lower tier tanks. The whole armor itself is, even though only 45mm here and on the side only 40, sometimes you can bounce many shells with that, even though not on purpose, you definitely can sometimes bounce some shells. We have 1750 HP, so that's okay for tier 9. Unfortunately, the view range is only 390, but the camo is okay. So you won't get the full view range without the optics, and this will be pretty bad thing here. because we can't really spot now. The best thing about the tanks from the battle pass is of course the large repair kit. We have it for free and unlimited, so you don't have to pay for that. The equipment that I'm using is ventilation, stabilizer, and the improved aiming. Sometimes you can use, I think, HP and not the improved aiming, but it is on the closed maps. If you want to have an option to spot, you can use coated optics, commander vision system, and low noise exhaust system. This setup will be for the maps like Prohorovka if you want to support your team and there aren't many light tanks. And now for the crew perks. So on this account, unfortunately, I have only 2 crew perks. But if you have more, first thing I would take is the coordination, then I think concealment or brothers in arms, probably recon, practicality, and repairs. For the gunner I would take snapshot first, then brothers in arms, then armorer, concealment, repairs, and designated target, yeah. For the driver I would take the move right, then brothers in arms, then concealment, repairs, overdriving at the 5th perk, and maybe control impact, but any perk will do here. For the bonus perks on the Leoder, definitely intuition, then ammo tuning, and I think as a last you can take perfect charge because you will be sniping with this tank. And for the bonus perks on the radio operator, I would take situational awareness, then probably firefighting, and as a last perk, communication expert or side by side. I think those two are pretty good to take. Now for the ammunition, you can take of course 2 setups, but I have only one with 24 APCRs and 8 hits. For the second setup, I would recommend about 16 hits and 16 APCRs. I think that will do well. I think that Char Futur is definitely a good pickup from the battle pass. If you have 12 tokens, I would definitely recommend to take it. Although it's pretty hard tank to play with, and if you aren't that experienced, you will struggle a little bit. But if you will learn, then you should have no problems. So that's the end for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.